Welcome to Black Hat Hacking video series. I will introduce you myself later on, but let's first focus on what this series is all about and how it's going to be different from a normal hacking course. Now you might have been heard about ethical hacking term in your country or on the internet. Ethical word means legality with rules and regulations. Means everything would be covered legal in that course. Whereas Black Hat Hacking course is an unethical course in which legal and illegal all type of topics can be covered, like credit card attacks, email attacks, etc. So nowadays nobody wants a legal ethical hacking course because you cannot make any money out of it. Everybody wants a Black Hat Hacking course where the real fun and power relies on. As it's illegal, that's why no one have ever dared to make this type of course till now. So this course is going to be the first real Black Hat hacking series in the world. So here is the syllabus, in which every money hacking technique would be unveiled. Now, as being a trainer, I have taught thousands of people worldwide. But mainly people from Nigeria, Ghana, from Africa mainly, are on the top who were requesting for Black Hat hacking courses. Because they do not have any jobs, power, resources. Today in this world, everything is for money. Every hack is for money. So now the question is, what is actually required to make money? Two things, I would say. One is skills and second is smart work. Skill set is what I will give you in this course. Rest smart work is what you have to do. I'll give you one example. In Nigeria, the people are very smart there. They don't tell their even family, their best friends about what they do and how they are making the money. Everyone will see them making money, buying cars, buying properties, but no one actually knows what they are actually doing in their real life. I was having a student named as David from Lagos, Nigeria, whom I taught almost 1 year back, who's also making a very good money there. Now David is a very good example of being smart. What David used to do is, he bought an apartment on rent there in Nigeria, where he and his brother were going daily, where they were having a setup of internet routers, laptops, hard drives and other stuff to perform hacking operations and scamming people. Then in evening, they return back to house and enjoy their normal life as an honest man. And nobody suspects even that what they are doing daily. So that's what I mean about being smart. So as you know, the technology always needs a change. Every month, new techniques are coming up. So what I'll do is, I'll keep on updating this series every month, in which I'll try to add 2 videos minimum in this series every month on whatever new techniques coming up. So what you just have to do is, just take one-time subscription of this course and keep on learning your whole life. In subscription, you'll get 3 things: videos, tools, and the trainer support at certain points you require. So next is the requirements. So what about the requirements for this course? You just require 3 things. The one is good configuration laptop, a stable internet connection, and some little money in your pocket so that we can buy some SMTPs or VPN connections over the internet, some few dollars, $10, $20, that's it. So just get a notebook and a pen ready on your table and be ready to rock. And if you want more hacky feeling while learning, you can also hook up a beer bottle on your table too. So just drink and hack. So I will see you in the next video. Happy hacking. Bye-bye. So welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video, we'll work on how to prepare our own labs for the practicals. So in this video, we'll be learning about the virtualization. Virtualization is a technique through which we can install multiple operating systems in one computer. For example, I am running Windows 7 on my main computer. And in that, if I have to do the practicals, like if I want to hack from one computer to another computer, I will be needing multiple laptops for that. Right? So maybe I'll be requiring 2 or 3 laptops to learn hacking, to do the performing the practicals. But what we can do is, we can have a good configuration laptop, and in between which we can install a software named as VMware Workstation. VMware Workstation acts like a virtual computer. It's just a software but acts like a real computer. In between the VMware, we can run multiple operating systems at one time. or maybe, for example, if you have Windows 10 in your main computer, you can use VMware, and in between VMware you can put Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows XP, Kali Linux, anything you will be able to install in between the VMware, and they all would be running simultaneously at one time. So the use of that, the VMware, is that you will be actually utilizing your resources rather than buying or investing in different multiple laptops. You're just utilizing one laptop into its full performance. So you're using one power of one computer to run multiple operating systems or multiple computers for you, so that you can do the practicals in them. There is also one more benefit of running virtual computers is, or VMware is, that whatever practicals you would do in between them, like we will be doing harmful practicals in between them of viruses, trojans, worms, so they will not affect your main computer. So your main computer will remain clean, and you can do all your practicals in between the VMware, and you can learn as well, and you do not need to buy separate laptops as well. So what you just have to do is, you just need to go to your downloads link, which is provided by us, where you will see the VMware workstation. You need to just, it's all approximately to 500 megabyte. You just need to double click next, and install. That's it. And once you install, it will open like this way, VMware workstation. You have to go to help, enter a registration key, and you can, here you will get a key as well. You can copy its VMware workstation key and you can paste here. That's it. Then it will become a full version. Now we have to go to create new virtual machine, custom, VMware 14, next. Here we will choose, I will install operating system later, next. Which one you want to install? Microsoft Windows. What? Windows 10, 8, 7. Anything we can install in the VMware. So we will choose Windows 7 64-bit, and we can remain its name like this way, or we can call it Windows 7 Attacker. Same way we will also make one more, Windows 7 Victim. I go next, remain it on default BIOS. Here you can give cores depending upon your laptop. Like if you have a i7 laptop, it must be having 4 cores. If you have i3 or i5, it would just be having 2 cores. So I will for myself, I have i7, so I'll give 4 cores. Next. I think 2 GB RAM is enough for Windows 7. So minimum you must be requiring 8 GB RAM in your computer. I have 16 GB RAM in this computer which I have. So I can give 2 GB to multiple computers, and I can run maybe 4 or 5 computers simultaneously. So as much RAM you have, as much more machines you'll be able to run simultaneously. Next, NAT by default, so that when the virtual computer would also be share your internet. Recommended. Next, next, next. What is the maximum amount of hard drive you want to assign for your virtual computer? 60 GB, enough, single file. Next, and finish. So now, from where you want to install it, you will also get Windows 7 ISO image in the downloads which we have provided to you. So this is the image or a DVD or a CD through which we will be installing Windows 7. So we just have to click on the CD DVD from where you want to install. I go to use ISO image, and here I will give the path. In the VMware I have Windows 7 image, and I'll do OK, and we will power on. So if you see, Windows 7 started installing in between the VMware. Like this way, we have to create one more. Same way, we have to install one more Windows 7 as well. So one would be your attacker and one would be your victim. From the attacker, we will initiate the attacks, and to the victim, we will hack. So one is your main computer, second is this one, and third one more we will create. So you will be having a lab of 3 computers, but we will not use our main computer in the practicals. As I said, the practicals which we will perform inside the VMware, they will not affect your main computer, so that your main computer would remain clean. So we just do next, install now, I accept, next, custom, and the next. Now it will automatically install Windows 7. It will take maybe 10-15 minutes, and it would finish with the same way. So I have a very powerful computer, so I can install the second one as well simultaneously, same way, custom, next, 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 Windows 7, maybe victim, next, next. Okay, I give 4 cores, 2 GB RAM enough. I have 16, so I can give 2 more, 60 GB, same to this one as well, and finish. To the victim as well, I'll give same image from where I want to install, okay, and power on. So this one as well started installing. So this one is already installing 51%, and second one is as well installing. So as much powerful your computer is, as much more operating systems you'll be able to run. We can also install Windows 10, Windows 8, anything which you want to install, you can just install them in the VMware. It doesn't matter what is your main operating systems, and you can run as much you want. Keep in mind that all the hacking based softwares which we will be using in between our course, they are sometimes already infected. So I have seen most of my students till today who are in the domain of hacking and stealing and in the black hat stuff, they never use VMware. I have seen like they always keep on using all these practicals in their main computer. So they do not even know that their main computer has already been hacked by someone else. They are hacking someone else, and their computer is already hacked by someone else as well. I always say them that please use or make a habit of using a VMware in case of using your main computer for the practicals. Always do anything related to hacking from the virtual machines. Sorry, the first one is already installed even. Okay, completing installation, and the second one is also installing. So first one is ready. Here we can give it a name, attacker. Next, password we can give like 123. Skip. Always choose ask me later, else your Windows will keep on updating from the internet and keep on taking your internet bandwidth. Here you can choose any time zone depending your country. Next, you can use home network. So there are 2 things basically which you always have to do first, is to install VMware tools. One of them is install VMware tools. It automatically mounts in your C drive. You have to, automatically comes here. You have to double click and it installs. What's the use of VMware tools is, like there will be a lot of files, a lot of tools which will be there in your main computer which you want to copy inside the VMware. You cannot do copy paste from your main computer to the VMware unless you install VMware tools. So they are very important, so that the compatibility would be there in your main computer and the virtual machine. So same thing we will also do with the victim computer as well, all the steps. It would also be just next, 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 and it will take a restart, and that's it. After it takes a restart, the VMware tools gets installed. The second thing is what we will do, we'll grab a snapshot. It's a very nice feature of the VMware is that you could save the state of your Windows 7. When it's fresh, we can save its state, so that once you do the practicals of viruses, trojans, and you make your machine corrupted, the VMware machine corrupted, you can just revert back to the snapshot and it will again become fresh, like a factory reset. You just need to click take snapshot, and then later on you can revert to snapshot. If you have took any snapshot, you can revert to that stage when your Windows 7 was fresh. So we do not need to install these again once you make them corrupted. So let's first install the VMware tools, and then later on you have to take a snapshot, and same steps with the victim computer as well. So the first VMware tools are finished. Restart, yes. It will take a restart. And our lab is ready, almost. Here as well we do the same steps on the victim. So I'll not repeat them back, as you have seen all the steps. So two things, as I said, which you have to do is, the one is installing the VMware tools. Second is you can take the snapshot so that you can save your state so that in the future you can revert it back. And the third thing is you have to link your Black Hat tools which are provided by us. So you have to, if you can see, I have also copied my Black Hat tools as well here, which is provided by us. So how you can link it? You can right click over it, go to settings, go to CD DVD, and here you can choose Black Hat toolkit and OK. And you can go to my computer, and here you will get all your tools. You can first install WinRAR as well in your computer so that you can extract all these tools as well. So all these tools we will be learning throughout our course, which you can access like this way by linking a ISO directly in the CD DVD option. Rest, you have also the Empower that you can right click, go to screen resolution. You can also increase or decrease the screen resolution depending upon you, as you feel okay. So same steps will perform with the victim computer as well, and your labs are ready. Now if you see, I can drag and drop the files or copy and paste the files from my main computer to VMware as well, because of we installed the VMware tools. So same steps with attacker, same with the victim, and your lab is finally ready. We just require 2 Windows 7 for this course. Rest, there are also more high level courses which will be going after this Black Hat series. There we will also be requiring Kali Linux, which we can also install same way by just going through a new virtual machine, next, and here I can choose Linux and then the Kali Linux. So you can run as much machines depending upon your computer power. So I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. So welcome to Black Hat hacking series. So in this video we'll cover about how to use the Trojans on the live internet. As in the previous videos we have already discussed that how to use the Trojans, how to create the Trojans from the Ramcos, how to change their icons from the Celestia file binder, and how to bind it with other files like PDFs and other files. Like PDF you can bind with any file basically. You just need to download its icon from the internet and you can bind with a doc file, PDF file, or any one, but the extension would remain exe. It will look like a doc, it will look like a Excel, it would look like a PDF, but in last it would be exe. Now the point is, the practical which we have performed last time, it was over the local LAN inside the VMware on a controlled environment. That now we have to learn how to do that practical from the internet so that we can hack any person across the internet, whether he's sitting in Japan, whether in Singapore, whether US, Canada, anywhere. So the requirement to do that is that we need a static IP, public IP. By default what happens is the internet connections which we have in our home, they always have a dynamic IP. Whenever you restart your internet connection, your IP address change. And if you remember, if I go to Ramcos again, when we create a builder, we type our IP address here. So if your IP will change daily, previously we have typed just our private IP, which doesn't go over the internet. But if you put your public IP here, that automatically change whenever you restart your internet connection. So if you, like for example, today your IP is 185.55.44.67. Suppose that's your IP address which your internet service provider gave you. I'll show you from here how you can check your public IP as well. So if you put it here right now and you create a Trojan with this one and you send it to people, maybe anyone who will double click your file today itself, you'll be able to get his control. But tomorrow if someone will double click, your IP address will change and you'll not be able to receive that victims. So what's the use of that? Nothing. We want is the permanent access, that the victims should keep on connecting to you, whether they double click your file today, whether tomorrow, whether day after tomorrow, anytime. And we should remain their control in our hands. So that thing can only be done if our IP should remain constant. It should not change. So that thing, how we can do that is, we have two services over the internet. One is you can either use a VPS, either you can use a VPN. Now VPN have a lot of other uses as well, like to protect you on the internet, to protect your IP address, to protect your anonymity, to protect your privacy. So for that perspective it's also used, which we will do later on in this series, that how you can be anonymous so that you'll not be get caught. That's we'll do differently. But VPN, there are some VPN companies who also provide you a static IP as well. So VPN is also used for that perspective as well. Let me explain you about these both. VPS is virtual private server and VPN is virtual private network. So what's the difference between both of them? VPS is a computer or a server running somewhere in the internet. Like there is a company, everyone is familiar with that, GoDaddy, godaddy.com. They provide website hosting, they provide servers, they provide domain names. Like that, there are hundreds of websites basically who provide you web hosting, servers. They're also, you can also relate with them with the RDPs. I hope you'll be knowing the RDPs as well. RDP is a separate term basically, which we call it remote desktop. But in the world of hackers, in the world of hacking basically, what people do is they buy hacked RDPs. Like there are servers on which RDP is enabled, remote desktop is enabled, and you can buy it in just $5, $4, which I'll also show you later on. And they are not reliable, because if you're using like someone's hacked computer to hack some another people, like it's not reliable. Maybe they can shut it down, their computer, or maybe they format their computer, so you'll lose all your victims, you'll lose all your effort. So no need to use RDPs. We will remain focused on the VPS and the VPN. VPS is a computer running somewhere over the internet which you buy legally. Like you are paying, for example, $15 per month for a computer like this computer. This is my computer and I will give you on rent. I will put TeamViewer here and I'll give you the control. This computer is running 24/7 and it have a static IP which never change. So you can use my computer and you can use it to hack anyone. You can use it to host your website. You can use for anything you want. Like I'm giving you my computer on rent for whole month 24/7 in just $15 a month. So that's kind of a concept which you can think your mind, but it's not like a normal people who are selling their computers on rent. No, there are companies basically who create in bulk, like they have maybe 100 VPS, 100 computers, 200 computers they are giving on rent. They are basically giving it for website hosting. But we are the people who do not use it for website hosting, and we just use it for the hacking perspective. We just put RAM cost there and we start hacking from there. According to me, VPS is more safe because you are not using your computer to hack. You are using some another computer somewhere running in Russia or China to hack somewhere else. And its IP never change. So your IP is daily changing, doesn't matter. You have to connect to VPS, and from VPS you can connect to your victims. And from VPS you can hack any of your victims. So your IP is changing, doesn't matter, but the VPS IP is not changing. So that's the VPS, a computer running somewhere on the internet, which you're buying over the rent. Now VPN is a software basically through which you will be able to connect to a VPN company, and they will assign a static IP on you, on your computer. So your static IP problem will be solved here, but in last you will be using your own computer to hack, which is a little bit risky, I would say. Not risky, but I would say lesser safe than VPS. That you will be assigned a static IP, and then with that static IP you can create a rabcause and you can send it forward to the people, and you are using your computer to control the victims. So I'll show you both of them, from where you can buy this type of VPSs and how you can use them on the VPN. So you can use any website. You just have to Google it, Windows VPS, and you will see hundreds, not thousands of websites to buy a Windows VPS. But for the hacking perspective, I would say buy Russian VPS, because Russia cyber law is a little bit different, and they do not spy on you, and they do not give your information to any country like US, Germany or European countries. They never give you your information. So Russian VPS or Russian hosting, Russian things are more better for the hacking, because you have less chances that they will give your information to somewhere else, to the US or to FBI or somewhere else. So if you go down to this website, they have plans. Like you have 1 core of CPU, 256 megabyte of RAM, which is very less. Minimum, I think you should go for 2 GB or 4 GB minimum of RAM, 4 cores or 6 cores of CPU. I think minimum you should go with the master plan or Uber, or you can create your own as well, like 4 cores of CPU, 4 GB of RAM, and 40 GB I think of SSD, and that's it. And you can order it. You can pay from Visa and all that, and you just need to go forward, and that's it. This is the VPN, nvpn.net. The VPN website, if you see 100% safe, it's saying, and no log VPN. You have to go to order now. This is VPN, and in the first plan they do not give you dedicated IP, so it's none of any use for us. From the second plan they are able to give you the dedicated IP, which starts from $8 per month. So it's more cheap basically, but they are just giving you a static IP, not the whole computer. In the VPS they are giving a whole computer to use even with a static IP. So you are using someone's computer, someone's static IP to hack forward. Here you are using your computer, but someone's given static IP to hack forward. So now I'll show you. I have someone's VPS which is bought on the Profit server. Once you buy it, on your email you'll receive a login panel where you can put a username and the password. And login. You have to go to management, virtual machines, and you will see your VPS like that. I have bought Windows Server 2012, 4 GB of RAM. If you see, same plan, the last plan, Uber, I think it's $17 or $18, 4 cores, and that's the IP address, static IP of the VPS. It will never change. Now if you think that you want to change the operating system, you can stop the server, you can start the server, you can even reinstall that like you want to, which Windows Server 2008 or 2012 is like Windows 7, so you can install them. It's simple to use. You can also install Linux on your server, and that's it. Very simple. Now how you can connect to it? You will also I go to run mstsc, same IP I will type here, and I click connect. You have to type administrator, and there will be a password given to you. This password would be given differently to you in your email. Let me check what's the password. I give the password, and you're connected to this computer. Now this is a VPS. Here, as you can see, we have a Ramcos here. We can start the Ramcos. We can build a Trojan with this IP, and anyone will double click on the Trojan, you will receive their control here on the server. From here you can monitor your victims, hack your victims. So you are using a VPS to hack forward. In the next video I'll show you that how you can create a Ramcos files from the VPS, and how you can send forward in the anywhere across the world, and you can hack from the VPS as well. So I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. Welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video we'll cover about the detection ratio of the Trojans and how the antivirus works. So everything will be covering in this video. So let's start. So if you remember, in our last videos we have created a Trojan from the Ramcos, which we send it to people and we gain their control, and we've seen how it works even over the VPS. But as I explained you before, that this file is detectable by the antivirus. Most of the antiviruses in the world will catch it. And I told you that we will do the crypting practicals later on, in which we'll discuss that how we can make this file undetectable or fully undetectable. So right now, how you can scan this file from the various antiviruses to get to know that how much antivirus is detecting and how much antivirus is not detecting this file. So there are two methods. Whether you have to install lot of antiviruses in your computer and update them first and then you scan it, that's a very long process. Or whether what you can do is the easiest and the simple process, you can go to any of the website, you just upload your file there, and the website will scan more than 30 antivirus in 2 minutes, and it will give you the results that how many antivirus catch your file and how many antivirus say clean. Now I have to explain a little bit about these websites. Like this, the first one is the virustotal.com, which is a product by the Google. So they scan the files with more than 60 antivirus in the world. This one have more than 30 antivirus, and this one have more than 25 antivirus. Now you would say that VirusTotal is best then. Yes, I would say it's best, but only for the files which you download from the internet and you suspect and you do not trust the files. But you should not scan your Trojans over the VirusTotal. Why so? Because they share your results with the antivirus companies. For example, you created a Ramcos file, then you have bought a crypter and you turned your file into undetectable. Now you want to check it that your file is really got undetectable or not. So maybe you will scan it over the VirusTotal, and what they will do, they'll first scan with all the antivirus and they'll give you the results, and after that they will send your file to the antivirus companies as well for the further research. And when the antivirus companies will research over your file will become detectable in few days. So your every effort will go away. Right? So you should not scan your files on the VirusTotal because they share the results with other antivirus companies. So there is second website which may or may not share the results with antivirus companies because they have no data written on their website. But it's also a good website. The third one is a nodistribute.com. Even their name says that
they do not distribute the results with antivirus companies. So if you scan your undetectable files there, your files will remain undetectable for a longer period of time. So you can use only VirusTotal for the files which you download from the internet, which is not your file, which you do not trust even. So even if that would be shared with antivirus companies, it's no more going to affect you, because it's somebody's file which you downloaded from the internet. Just to protect yourself, you're scanning it over the VirusTotal. So in that perspective, VirusTotal is the best. So let me show you all of them. Like the first one is the VirusTotal, where you can choose the file. I can choose my update which we created last time with the Ramcos, and it will see, okay, it would scan it, and now the analyzing is in the progress. So till it's scanning, I will also scan on the second website, update, same file here, and no distribute as well with the same method. If you see, our file is right now detectable by more than 51 antivirus out of 67 on the VirusTotal. As I said before, that right now the file is detectable. Let's see about the MetaDefender. It have only 35 antivirus with which it scans, and out of which 24 are detecting it. So which is very bad. As I said, the file is not ready yet to send it across the world to hack people. So we have to make our file undetectable. Now how antivirus works? Till the point we do not know how antivirus works, we cannot make our file undetectable. Like the concept would not be clear in your head. As I said, that if you see, there is a hash for every file. Whether you crypt it, whatever you do with this file, the hash will remain same of the Trojan. So this hashes, actually the antivirus companies research over them, they gain this type of hashes of the various Trojans, and then they make it into the signatures, and that signatures your antivirus updates from the internet. And once it updates from the internet, it have all these hashes. So if it have the hash, it could also detect your file. Now I would tell you that how we can make our file undetectable. It can only be done if the antivirus will not be able to calculate the hash. We will lock our file in that way, we will hide our file in that way, we'll fold our file in that way that antivirus will not be even able to calculate its hash. It will not be able to even see it. For example, my friends know my face. If I go in front of them, they can locate me very easily, that hey, how are you? But if I wear some hats, add some mouse stitches on my mouth, add some little other stuff on my mouth, so they'll not be able to detect me, that who I am. So that's the thing we have to do with this Trojans. Basically we have to add a lot of parameters in that, make it fold, make it compress, make it crypt. We do a lot of changes in the file, that when antivirus will see it, it will see that no, it's not that thing which I have it in my signature, it's something else. So you can go away, you are pass. But I'll explain you more deeply that how it works. I have a picture, payload Jaggery creation. Now there is also one name. You can also call the payloads basically to your backdoors, to your Trojans, to your rats. It's also the same term which you could use. So if you see, the blue one is your Trojan. If you do a simple encoding over your Trojan, there are three methods you can use over your Trojan basically to make it undetectable. The first one is that you just make a basic layer of encoding. So three things: encoding, encryption, and compression. Let me first give you what are these three. Like encoding, you have a text, suppose ABCD. ABCD. You just encode it and you can write it ADBC, which is still ABCD, but you have encoded it into a different form. It's written into a different form, but it's still ABCD. So if you just encode it, it's very simple for antivirus to detect it. So only encoding cannot protect your file. The next thing is encryption. Encryption is that totally change your file. Encryption works through mathematical formulas that maybe you will multiply your file with some number, divide, subtraction, addition. You do a lot of mathematical calculations with it, and it will turn into a totally new value, maybe 093gx. So ABCD is converted into totally new value. So when you want to again convert it into ADBC, you have to again revert back that calculations of mathematics, and then it will be converted back into ADBC. So maybe antivirus companies are also very smart nowadays. They are also have all the decryption algorithms of that common encryptions which are used by the Crypton companies or the Trojan companies. So the antivirus could also decrypt it, convert it into ADBC, and can decode it and convert it into ABCD. Then it's almost naked, and it can detect it. So till the point it's not naked, it cannot convert it into hash. It will compare hash with hash, and it can detect it. So the first layer is encoding. Then you can maybe make it encryption. And the third thing which you can do is compression. Compression is like you compress it. Like there is a big paper, you can fold it, and it becomes very small. So whatever is in between the paper, you have to first unfold the paper, and then you can detect it what's inside written in the paper. So we can also compress it to decrease its size even, and to evade the antivirus even. So if you see, the first is just encoding is used, which is very normally can be broken by antivirus. And the second way is that first you use a Trojan, then you encode it. Encoding is always done second. If you see, on the second step is always encoding. I'll tell you why. The third thing is you can first encrypt it, and then you can compress it. Or maybe first you can compress it, and then you can encrypt it. Any way you can do it. But encoding is always been done on the second level. Why so? Because if you first convert it ABCD into the encrypted text, basically into the cipher, and then you encode it like this way. First you encrypt it to this value, and then you maybe encode it like 930xg. It's the same value written with an encoded thing, but if you little change it, it cannot be decrypted because whole thing is changed. So that's why encoding is done before, and then it should encrypt it so that it can convert it back into ADBC, and ADBC can be converted back into ABCD. So encryption is done after it, encoding. Then maybe you can use compression. And even with these steps, if you do all these four, still nowadays antivirus companies can detect it, because they can first decompress your file, decrypt your file, de-encode, and detect your naked Trojan. So what is being done by our softwares, which we call them cryptors? They do multiple cycles over it. They first take your Trojan, encode it, encrypt it, compress. They again encode, again encrypt, again compress, again encode, again encrypt, again compress. Or maybe the encoding is being done one time, because, as I said, because maybe it will not be able to convert back the file. So maybe again encrypt, again compress, again encrypt, again compress. So it will give multiple cycles over it, and then antivirus would not be able to know that how much cycles are being given over it, and maybe antivirus will not be able to make it naked and able to detect it. So that's how it's being done. So how now you will think that, oh my god, it's a very typical process to convert a Trojan into undetectable. No, there are already a ready-made softwares which we have to download from the internet, which we call them usually cryptors, into a simple form. But actually they are not the only cryptors, is which basically we call it which crypt. But actually they do not only crypt, they do encoding as well, do encryption as well, they do compression as well. So they do a lot of things basically. But in the general way, over the internet, people call them cryptors, which you can buy it. There are different cryptors, which we will be discussing into the next video, that what type of cryptors are available in the market, what are their difference, what's their cost. Usually in between to $10 to $100, there are various cryptors, thousands of cryptors available in the market. You just download or buy a cryptor. You just put your file, the Ramcos file in between that, and it will give multiple cycles over encoding, encryption and compression, and save a new file in your computer in just 1 minute. And then if you scan that file, it will be undetectable. Simple. So we do not need to do this process. This process I have explained to you for your own knowledge, because knowledge is the key to success. If I just make you, a dummy hacker or a script kiddie. Script kiddie is something which you can just use the software, that's it. But I want to make a hacker who must be knowing the details as well in between. A real deep knowledge as well you must be having. So hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. So welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video we'll cover about the ransomwares. So if you remember in the previous videos where we have did a discussion about all the malwares, where we have covered a video regarding the viruses, trojans, ransomwares, spywares, worms, that what are the difference between all of them, all the malwares. So in this video we'll specifically cover about the ransomwares, that how you can create a ransomware, how you can send it to someone, and once the person receive your ransomware and he double click over it, it will lock down all his personal files in his computer. Then he'll just be left with two choices, whether he have to pay you the money back or whether he have to format and lose his files. So let's do it. So there are a lot of tools, basically same like Trojans. In the Trojans, if you remember, we have done a software named as Ramcos. Now like Ramcos, there are hundreds of more backdoors or Trojans are also available, who will be having same features like Ramcos. Same way, while in the ransomwares as well, there are hundreds of applications available to do it. But the one which I'm going to use today in the ransomware section is the NJRAT. Now as the name explains you, it's also a rat, it's also a Trojan. It's same like Ramcos, including a feature of ransomware as well. So it have a feature of Trojans as well, and it have a feature of ransomware as well. So the point is that you will be able to control the victim computer as well. You will be able to see his keystrokes, you will be able to see his passwords as well, and if you will be willing later on to lock down his files, you will also be able to apply a ransomware feature as well on his computer. So it's both in one. So let's extract it first. The password is 123 for all the tools which we'll be using. All these tools which we are using in our course is all there in the toolkit which we have provided with you. So we extract NJRAT Lime Edition and we double click over it. Okay, it starts up. So same like in the Ramcos, if you remember, in the local settings we first open a port. So same way we also have to open a port here as well, because it's also a Trojan in the backend. So maybe here we can use 7777, and we also have to get a password as well over it, like 123 key, and start. Allow access. I think our firewall is enabled, so we'll disable it so that there will be no problem while receiving the victims. So what we can do is, we have now port we are listening on. Now we have to create a builder. We have to create a Trojan. We can create a builder, client, and here you have to put your IP address, same options like which you have seen in the Ramcos. So our IP address is 192.168.47.132. 192.168.47.132. It automatically pick the port which we have opened, 7777. It automatically grabbed the key as well, which we have gave in the NJRAT. So it will make a file name with the name of client.exe, which we can change it later on even. We can also tick mark this one, copy to startup, registry startup, so that persistence, so that it would start on its own. If you remember the feature in the Ramcos, that you have to tick mark the install feature so that you will permanently have the access of the victim. If the victim restart, you will not lose him, you will still have him whenever he comes back. So same way we have to click this persistence. Persistence is the permanent access. So whether the victim restart even, it will not affect on you. You will lose him, and whenever victim comes back online, you will again get him back automatically. Now here's the thing, you also have to give your Bitcoin address where you want to receive the money in case if you use the ransomware feature of it. Maybe I can just put my any random Bitcoin address, but here you have to give your permanent Bitcoin address which you'll get from your Bitcoin wallet. And there are hundreds of wallets online like blockchain. You can go to that website and you can create a free Bitcoin address there, a free Bitcoin wallet where you can receive Bitcoins. So I just gave a random, I click terms of service and I can build it. On the desktop maybe I can give a name of or maybe same update.exe. It's created. Now it's same process as we have learned while in the Trojans. You can use Celeste file binder and you can change its icon, same like Trojans, which we have done. You can also use a cryptor and make it fully undetectable, because right now if you'll scan it over the Metascan or maybe on the nodistribute.com, most of the antivirus would be detecting it. So you have to make it undetectable as well, first of all, before you send it. Now let's send this file to the victim computer. Right click and paste. So there is already a Ramcos file available, and I also saved a new one. So this is the Ramcos file and this is the one which we created from the NJ-RAT. So if you have seen, in every RAT the process would always be same, that you first open a port and then you create a file with your IP address and that specific port and you send it to victim. Same thing you did with Ramcos, same thing we are also doing with the NJ-RAT. So now if I double click on this file, you must receive a session in few seconds. Okay, and the victim comes up. So we can do like passwords, keylogger. We have a keylogger option. Let me type something there in the Gmail or whatever. If you type, like there is a notepad file, I type hackers rocks. So if you refresh, and here it shows hacker rocks. So if they'll type their credit card numbers, their bank logins, their Gmail passwords, their chats, you'll be able to get it from the keylogger option, same as in the Ramcos you have seen. So you have a password recovery, which you also seen in the Ramcos. You can also capture the webcam, microphones, same as you have seen in the Ramcos. So all the options are mostly same, but there is only one option primarily which is not there in the Ramcos and it's there in the NJ-RAT, is the ransomware feature. So if you like, you can, and it also have little more features as well, that you can shut down their PC, we can change their wallpaper, we can reverse their mouse, and we can also turn off or turn on their monitor. If I turn off their monitor, their screen will go blank. They'll not be able to see anything on their screen. So there are a lot of tricky features as well. But the main thing which it have is a ransomware. Like if I encrypt it, are you sure? Yes, I want to lock. And how much money you want to ask them? Like maybe $250. Okay. And do you want to change the client's wallpaper? I would say no, I don't want to change it. So if you see now, automatically a notepad is open on the victim that all your files have been locked. You can get them back by just paying $250 as a Bitcoin, and this is the Bitcoin address which we have typed while creating the Trojan, if you remember. And they also gave a link that this is the video you can learn how to pay. You can watch this video to learn how to pay via Bitcoins. This is not a joke, this is a ransomware. And if you see, there are a lot of notepad files before there on my desktop, and all of them are locked with the extension of Lime, like update.exe.lime, notepad.lime, everything is .exe.lime, and I cannot open them. Whatever I open, I just see encrypted text. Simple. So it have locked everything in my computer. So when the victim pays you, you can also actually show him your email ID in between this text, basically, so he can revert out the receipt to you that he have paid. And then what you can do is, you can right click over him ransomware and you can decrypt his computer as he have paid you now. And it will take few minutes. As much data the victim would be having, as much time it will take to encrypt or decrypt. So if you see, it took 3-4 minutes and it have finally decrypted everything in my computer. Now you must be thinking that how we will be able to provide our email address to the victim so that he'll be able to contact us back after paying. So only then we will be able to know that the person have paid and we have to decrypt his computer now. So if you remember, I also have a picture like this. You have to create a picture basically that you are hacked and this thing. So if you remember, when you right click and go to ransomware and encrypt, are you sure, it $150, and it asks you that do you want to change his wallpaper. You can say yes. On the desktop, and 1 2 3 4 I select my picture, and if you see, it will also change the wallpaper that contact us on this email ID. Rest it will also open a notepad as well, that how much he have to pay, where he have to pay, and he can also learn how to pay. And after paying, he'll be able to contact us back on this email ID, and then we can maybe decrypt his computer from the decrypt. Now why it have not encrypted yet is because, as I said, it takes time depending upon the data how much victim would be having, and it will also decrypt by taking time how much data the victim would be having. So I hope you got an idea that how you could also use a ransomware feature as well in between the Trojans. There are multiple other features as well, that like mouse, you can go to reverse. If you see, if I right click, I'm doing left click. When I left click, it's pressing the right click. So mouse buttons are replaced. So there is also taskbar. It shows show or hide. I make it hide. And if you see, there is only one button. The whole taskbar is gone. So it have little more tricky features as well to just play with the victim. But I think all the important features the Ramcos also have it, except these playing things and as well as the ransomware feature. So I hope you got an idea how the ransomware works. Thank you for watching. So welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video, we'll start a topic named as identity hiding. So within this topic, first of all, we'll get to know that which is your main identity which goes over the internet. Our computer always have two type of addresses. One is the IP address and one is the MAC address. So what do you think that which address goes over the internet? Is it a MAC or is it a IP? I'll give you the answer. It's an IP address which goes over the internet. So which IP address goes over the internet? It's always your router's IP. For example, you're using a public Wi-Fi of a coffee shop, and there are 10-20 people who are using the Wi-Fi at the same time. If any of the one does any crime there, only coffee shop's main IP address, the router's IP, will go over the internet, and if the police makes any investigation, they'll only be able to reach back the coffee shop, not the specific person who did it. So my point to say is, public IP is the only one which goes over the internet, not our computer's IP. Even if you have a internet connection in your house and your father also use that, your mother also use the same Wi-Fi, you also use it. So once you do any crime, your router's IP will go over the internet. So police would be able to only reach your house, but they'll not be knowing that your father did the crime, your mother did it, or you did it. So there is always a one IP as per one internet connection, only that goes over the internet. Anyone who are sharing that internet, that information doesn't go over the internet. So let's see. First of all, we will go to a website named as Hoover.net to check our IP address. Like if you can see, this is our real IP on this computer right now, and it's in the Russian Federation. It's a Russian IP, and so IP is the main thing which goes over the internet. But there are some websites who also collect some extra information from your computer. That what is your Chrome version, what is the operating system version, and what is your ISP, and even the time zone over your computer. So it shows that it is like plus, the GMT 7.0, maybe it's a Russian time zone. So they'll be able to know that you are coming from Russia, and from your time zone even it clears that you're actually from Russia, you're not hiding your IP. So people always think to hide their IP only, but it's not only the case. Along with your IP, you should also change your time on your computer. You should also change your screen resolution like that. So everything which is visible here, we have to hide everything so that nothing of your computer goes over the internet. Now, what are the ways we can use to hide our identity, hide our IP address? So these are the ways. So we'll first continue with the proxy sites. It's the simplest way, to bypass some restrictions if some websites are blocked, or if you want to visit a website anonymously. Like I just go to Google and I type proxysite.com. So as you can see, this proxysite.com is open. Here we can choose our server, that from which server you want to go forward, like from US server. So here if I go to hoover.net, and it will show your IP, that now your traffic is coming from United States. Because you're going through this website. So that's always a mechanism behind IP hiding. There is no way to hide your IP. It's always IP routing, that you go to somewhere else and from there you go forward. And all the websites just see the last coming address, that from where you are coming right now, not from where actually you started. At first you started from Russia to China, then China to Germany, and then Germany to US. So US will only see Germany. They'll not see that from where actually you started and what is your actual IP. No. But your ISP is seeing, the internet provider is seeing that you're opening this proxy site, and through this proxy site you're accessing hoover.net. So how we can use some more safer technique in which you'll be able to browse safely and your ISP will also not be able to see anything. For that we'll go to the second technique, which is the Tor browser. It's a browser like Chrome, Firefox, which you can go to Google and you can type Tor browser download. You just go like this and download. After downloading, it's just next and install. That's it. So we can start our Tor browser. This is a browser just built to surf the internet anonymously. Any website you open in this browser will automatically take you through the Tor, through an onion routing protocol, and it will just be hiding your IP for every website you'll visit in that. Like I'll go to hoover.net, and if you see, it just shows anonymous proxy, no country even it's showing. And if you see, this browser is first connecting to France, then Netherlands, then again France, but it's a different area in France, then going to internet, and it's just saying anonymous proxy. It's no time zone. Can you see? No proper time, just only language is US, no proper IP, no proper versions, nothing. Everything it hides automatically for you. That's the Tor browser. Here we are improving our quality from the proxy sites to a better platform. But here also one problem we have. Anything you open in the Tor browser, it will hide your IP. But what if you start some softwares like Skype, TeamViewer, or any other tools? But they all will be going through your real IP. So what should we do to hide the whole computer's IP, that any program which goes to internet, it should go from a fake IP? Then you have to buy a third thing, whether a VPN or whether VPN chain. So let me first explain you what is VPN, then we'll go on the VPN chaining. VPN is a software like this one. If you can just type on the Google top 10 VPN companies, and you'll see so many companies like ExpressVPN, NordVPN, CyberGhost, IPVanish, Viper VPN. You just need to make sure that no of the company should be headquarters in the US. If it's headquarters in US, it means they are compromised by the FBI. It means you're going through FBI then, because any company works in US, they have to go through the rules and regulations which they have. They'll not focus much on your anonymity. They'll more focus on the rules they are provided with. So you must prefer China and the Russia VPN companies to be more safer. Like I have purchased this Viper VPN, and you just need to go to their website. Anyone you can buy and get started, and they have like $3 monthly plan. You buy it and they'll just give you a software to install. You do next, and that's it. It's like that. You can select this location, show all servers. It's up to you that which location you want to select, like Canada, Japan, Italy, anyone. You just select, and that's it, and connect. And once I connect, I just show you. And then if we go to Hoover.net, it will just change your IP. And your whole computer will go through this VPN through a changed IP address. That's it, connected. Now let me go to Hoover.net directly, not through a proxy site or not through a Tor, and it shows you United States. Before it was showing you Russia there. So these are the couple of things basically which I just learned in this video. Rest in the next video we'll go through the other techniques to be anonymous, and the next will also I just also let you know about the VPN chaining. Even VPN chaining is that you buy multiple VPNs. Like one you bought Viper VPN, the second one you bought maybe ExpressVPN. As I shown you, there are so many companies basically. Like first you connect to one VPN to somewhere in US. Then you connect to a second VPN to somewhere in Germany. Then you connect to third VPN maybe somewhere in Russia, and then you are going to the internet. So in this way you are actually changing your IP so many times that if some investigator comes up, he'll get mad. He cannot travel to so many countries, to ask for your IP address, and it would be mostly safer for you to be anonymous. So rest, there are so many other techniques as it's written down in the notepad. We'll cover them in the next video. What about the VPN with the VPS socks and the tail OS? So in this video we just learned about the proxy sites, which is the least safer. Then more safer, Tor browser, but it's only for just websites. Then we have also seen about the VPN, for which you can use your whole computer to hide your IP, and you can use multiple VPNs to be more safer. So I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. So welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video we are going to start our topic named as social engineering. So what is social engineering? Social engineering is all about making people fool. Now you have learned so many techniques in our past videos, that how to generate Ramcos files, how to bind it with PDF, how to create silent exploits, and etc, etc. But now you also need to learn how you send these things to people, how they will trust your files more, how you'll be able to make them fool, and they'll think that what you're sending is the real stuff, and they'll accept it. So there are multiple ways to do that. We'll be covering 3 videos of social engineering, in which we'll cover different scenarios to send your stuff to people so that they'll trust. So first of all, I'm showing you is the phishing emails, like this way. Like I have received an email by the VMware that a new version of VMware is launched to 12.5, and you can upgrade now and download now. They have given 2 buttons, and even I can go down, and there is also the upgrade now and download now button. So now if I download it, if I click on the upgrade now or download now, I'll get a file will start downloading. Like click on download now, and you'll see the WinRAR starts downloading. Now, why WinRAR is actually downloading? Because it's a fake VMware email. You can change the links behind it. And we should serve this file with the name of vmware.exe. And you can also write down that maybe today we have a 10th anniversary of VMware and you'll get free license key. You can also put even the license key down there in the email. So once they install it, they double click on your file, the ramcos will be executed and you'll get the complete computer control. One of the way of social engineering. Now how you change it, how you change the links and how you link your own files. So first of all, we have a file like we generated from a ramcos, then we used a cryptor and we encrypted our file. It's FUD now. So now what I'll do is I'll go to my cPanel, which you remember I shown you last time in the Q hoster. We have created it. You can upload the files. Update.exe, and our website name is centricgold.com. Go back up, it's capital U, so the name is centricgold.com. Now you just have to forward, what would be the link now? centricgold.com/update.exe, whatever file you have uploaded. So this is the link. You can also add HTTP over it. So copy and I will forward it. So once you forward, you just have to click on the download now and it shows you the link. You click the change, delete the link and paste the new one. Okay, click on download now, change the link and paste the new one. Okay, that's it. Now you can send to yourself maybe to test it. So if I go to my inbox and I open the email, this is how the email will look like to me. But if I click on download now, I'll be served as the update.exe. Can you see? This is the one. And now if I go to my downloads folder, I have the update which we have downloaded from the Centric Gold. And if we double click on the file, the victim control will go on to the attacker's VPS. So this is one of the way you have seen how you can upload the files first of all on your cPanel, and then you can link the files in a phishing email, and that email you have to serve to your victim. Now as the email will look so fine, like if you see so much good graphics, good text, it's been used there, as much the victim will trust over it. So you have to see about your vocabulary, your pictures, so as good you'll demonstrate, as best you'll see the results by the victims. Now there is one more way you can use to send it. Send it is I will right click this file, add to archive. I'll choose at zip. Make sure that you are using WinRAR 4, not WinRAR 5, and OK. Now it's a zip file. Sometimes sending as a exe doesn't look good, so you can send it as a zip. But if someone double click, they can still see that it's a exe file inside it. Not a problem. What you just have to do is you have to install a software HXD, Hex Editor, which will be there in your toolkit even, and drag and drop this zip file. We go to in the very last, and here you see it's written update.exe and I make it update.pdf. That's it. Save it and close. Now this only shows PDF, but it have not changed its name to PDF, just to make it look like PDF. Now if I take it to somewhere else, because here is already the file is there, maybe I take it to music, I paste. Now if you serve it this zip file and if you extract it, and you'll see the exe file is out, and if they run, and you'll get the session back. So we can also make it full to people by showing as a PDF, but once they extract, they'll get back the real exe. And what you just have to do is you can upload this zip file, and in the email you have to give the link as update.zip once you upload it, and in the Chrome even you have to change the link as update.zip. So once they double click, they'll be downloading a zip file, and once they open the zip, they'll just see PDF, but if they double click, exe will run. Simple. There is one more way. So if you see how you can serve your exe files to people by making them full, I'll also show you one more way. Like there is a very famous website to download softwares like filehippo.com. Millions of people download the softwares daily from them, and if you see, they have every type of softwares, popular antivirus, uTorrent, WinRAR, VLC, hundreds of softwares they have which you can download, and if you see, number of downloads are served. So what you can do is you can make such type of a phishing websites where you can make a free software download website, and every software would be infected with a Trojan. If people will download from you, automatically you will get thousands of victims get back to you daily. There are also a lot of torrent websites basically from where people try to download free softwares from the torrents. You could also, and torrents are free, where you can upload the softwares. There as well you can make the software infected and you can upload there, and anyone downloads the torrents, you'll get automatically the victims. You do not need to collect their emails, send emails to them, put them into the trap. People will automatically download your files and automatically come back to you. No need to do any hassle. So this is one of the example of the social engineering. In other two videos, I'll show you more tricks to serve your files more better to the people so that they'll accept it happily and you'll get more results. I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. Welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video we are going to cover about the mailers and the SMTP. So you have learned so many things in the previous videos, that how to create Trojans, how to create phishing links, etc. Now you wish to be delivered them to the people or to the email IDs which you have gathered. Now how you can send bulk emails to bulk people, like 10,000 emails a day, 4,000 emails a day, 5,000 emails a day, how you can send them. And the main goal is that after you send that emails, they should be delivered in the inbox of the people, not in the spam. So what to be done now? What can be used to send that emails? The question is SMTP. Now what is a SMTP? What is a mailer, or what is a PHP mailer? These type of terms maybe you have heard before, or some of the hackers already use them to send emails to the people. Now I'll give you a quick example. Now you all be using Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook. You all must be using them. Now what is a Gmail? Gmail is a SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is a server which can send or receive the emails on behalf of people. Like Gmail have a SMTP server. You always open your gmail.com, you log in with your email ID. You can send this email to some company, or you can receive email from someone as well. Now Gmail have a limit. Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, they are the public SMTPs, means anyone can use them, anyone can register their account there, and just for free they can use their service. So they are limited. You cannot send more than 500 emails from Gmail, Yahoo or Outlook, right? Now the point is, it's not maybe sufficient for you. You need something bulk. Like Gmail, there are thousands of more companies who have their own SMTP servers. It means you can also use them to send or receive the emails, but they will be paid as SMTP, as the Gmail is free for 500 emails, but that SMTP servers, you pay them and you can send as much you want. That's what people use, or the hackers use them to send emails. But there are good SMTP server companies. If you use them, they'll deliver in the inbox. If you use the bad companies or the spammer companies, or a lot of spammers who use their SMTPs, they can go to spam. I'll show you how it works. If you just type on Google SMTP buy, Amazon also have their own SMTP, which is also very best, but it's very tough to purchase from them or set up it. Not very tough, like little complex, I would say. And if you see complete mail server, netinside.com, sendpulse.com, hundreds of thousands of companies, and if you see $200 per month. So there are thousands of companies which you can use to send or receive the emails to the people. If you use good companies out of the list, they'll not go to inbox, some of them go to spam. So it depends upon the server. Now you will ask me that I should suggest you which companies go inbox, and so actually there is no permanent solution for that. Like maybe some company like this company, if I'm using it today, it's going to inbox. Maybe after a month it could go to spam. So you have to test on your own which one looks easy and cheap for you. You can use that, like this one, $9 per month, etc. But I'll give you more examples. You have to wait for that. Now second thing is, what is a mailer? Now mailer is a software which use SMTP in the backend, and you can send emails from that. So mailer do not have something its own identity. Mailer is an easy platform with which you can configure a SMTP server. So you click button, send button in the mailer, and mailer will automatically use your SMTP to send or receive the emails. For example, I'll give you an example like FastMailer Pro. This is a mailer software. So you have to tell your SMTP details in that. Like I go to options, and here you have to click add first of all. And now once you buy any SMTP, they will give you their SMTP name, the port number, and a username and the password. You can also use Gmail SMTP to send or receive emails, but 500 maximum. I'll show you. You have to type on the Google Gmail SMTP settings. So they give you smtp.gmail.com. I copy it, I paste here, and the port number is 465. And in the username you have to type your Gmail ID, for example abc@gmail.com, and then your Gmail password, for example, and that's it. Okay. Now any email I send from this software, it will log in my Gmail and it will automatically send from it. I do not need to go to gmail.com. So then why actually, now you will say, why we have to use this software? Why not directly go to gmail.com and send from there? Because this software have so much advanced features. For example, in the recipient groups I have to add, with which I have to give a group name like mailing list, from which with the name you want to send. Like my email is abc@gmail.com, but I want to send it from support, which looks more good, and with the support@privacy.com. Any email you can display to people, but actually it will be sent from abc@gmail.com. It will use that to send emails, but it will send through this name. It will display this name when it will be delivered to the victim. Now we have created a mailing list, and here we can add people like CEO@company.com. So this way you can add so many people. John@gmail.com, to whom you want to send. So you can give even 500 people of list all together, which you cannot do it in the Gmail. You have to send like comma 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 and 100 people at one time, 200 people at one time. Here you can give like even 10,000 list or even 1 million list of emails. But then you should not use Gmail, as Gmail have 500 limit. So you should use some good SMTP or some private SMTP, same how this one. So you can give so many lists, or even you can import from a notepad file. If you used your if you have 1 million emails into a notepad, you can import it and it will show you a long list here. Then you have to give a message, what message you want to deliver to all, like subject, please click promotion link, and dear sir, blah 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 blah, and please click our link as promotional offer, we are giving this thing for free, this that, and regards support team. And that's it. So you have a message as well, and you have a mailing list of people as well, and you just need to click send. Like I start sending. Okay, now unsent messages too, because I click stop now to stop sending, because the Gmail and the password I have given wrong. It's not a correct email and a password. If it's a correct email and password, it will log in with my Gmail on the Gmail SMTP, and it will start sending my emails, and the people will receive my emails as well. So these are the mailers. So mailers actually use the SMTP to send your and receive your emails, because SMTP you cannot use without an interface. So mailer is an interface basically, which provides you interface through which you can give a list of people, you can give a message, you can configure SMTP details, and so mailer actually use your SMTP to send or receive the emails. Mailer do not have its own functionality. That's a mailer. Now what are the PHP mailers? Now PHP mailers are for which you need a hosting. In our old video we have seen that how you can create account on QHoster and you can buy a website and a hosting. So you can go to log into the cPanel, and in the cPanel you'll get a file manager option, and in between the file manager and the public_HTML you can upload a PHP script like this. A page you can upload where you can type your name, like John, for example, Steve, country Australia, any subject, and submit. Once you submit, it will send to, you should also have an option where emails like john@gmail.com, comma this @thisthing.com, comma. So you can actually use your hosting company to send or receive the emails, because your hosting company also have a SMTP server in the backend. So that, because every website nowadays have a contact form. For example, I go to like this way. You can give your name, your email, your mobile number, and a message, and you submit. Once you submit, an email will be sent to this company that this person is interested in your business. So there is some service. It means this is a website, and website have also means a SMTP server. Actually the website do not have SMTP server. The hosting company where this website is hosted, that hosting company also have a website SMTP server, so that the queries on their website they can receive. But we can misuse them. Like we can upload something, a page in our website where we can have a email option where you want to send, what is the subject, what is the message, and keep on comma comma comma. You can give like even 10,000 emails, and you click submit. So it will use the hosting company's SMTP to send them emails, for which I'll also give you an example in the next video. But I hope you have got an understanding between these main three terms which always confuse to most of the students, that what is SMTP. SMTP is the main thing which sends an email or receive an email. Mailer actually use the SMTP to send or receive the emails. PHP mailer actually use the hosting company's SMTP to send or receive the emails. So PHP mailer or a normal software based mailer are the interface which use actually the SMTP to send or receive the emails. So I hope you liked the video. In the next video we'll cover about the PHP mailers and the more options to send or receive the emails. And thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome to the last video of Black Hat Hacking course. So first of all, I would like to thank you for watching this beautiful training, and I hope you have really enjoyed in this training and you have learned a lot which would help you to achieve your goals faster. But the point is, the Black Hat hacking is not a very small topic which could be covered and finished in one series. So due to a very high demand from all the students who purchased this training, we have finally created a fresh level 2 in the Black Hat hacking. So the level 2 would be the last level in the Black Hat hacking course, in which we have covered everything which was left in the level 1. After you finish the level 2, there would be nothing left to learn in the Black Hat hacking, and you'll feel yourself a master in these Black Hat stuff. This course is already all-rounder, but what still could be more added in the next training? So first of all, I would say the more powerful hacks. There are already so many types of hacks I have shown you, whether it's Trojans, whether it's ransomwares, whether even the silent exploits. But how you make your own exploits, how you make your own tools, how you can design more powerful hacks, that would be covered in the next training. What I mean from less expensive is, if you've seen in this training, we have to buy the cryptors, we have to buy the VPN, we have to buy some specific tools even. But in the next course, we'll only be using the Kali Linux, which is known as the hacker's operating system, which we have used very much less in this course, and that's the most important operating system. If which you do not know how to use it, you cannot call yourself a hacker. So the beauty about Kali Linux is that all the powerful hacks which we will be performing with it, all the powerful tools, they all would be coming for free. So you just need to put a little effort in learning Kali Linux, and then what would happen is, you do not need to buy anything, you do not need to purchase anything. You can call yourself a professional hacker, you can make powerful attacks, and without spending a single penny. Now obviously, if you're making a good money, you can spend some bucks over your tools as well. The problem comes in the beginning. Most of the people who are watching this series, they all are beginners. Some of them, they haven't made any money with it before. If in the beginning they have very tight budget and they still have to buy the tools and the VPS and all the other stuff, it becomes an extra burden for them. So if they have the extra knowledge as well, they have more knowledge, they have more safety tips, they have more professional attacks, and they do not need to buy anything, I think so that would be all-rounder too. So due to the high demand from Nigeria, Ghana and most of Africa, we have finally created the level 2, of which some of the highlights I'm going to show you in this video. Obviously in the next course, it would also focus on the more safety tips, so that it would make sure, along with the more powerful hacks, you would also be covering your tracks, that it would become impossible to track you down, so that you can make money for a longer period of time. It's not about making something, it's also about protecting yourself even. As well as it would be a last one, so that you do not need to invest more on knowledge and then just start making money, that's it. So let me show you some of the sample clips of the next training. Rest, a lot of topics would be a surprise even, which would be revealed in the training itself only. So after installing Kali Linux, first of all we'll see the brief about all the tools present within the Kali Linux, important for Black Hat hacking. Then we'll cover the basic commands related to Kali Linux, which are very much important if you become a master in the Kali Linux. The basic commands are related to editing the files, creating the files, removing the files, and other basic stuff doing command line. And then we'll also cover the lock picking techniques as well, that how by using these sticks you can open any locks within the world. We'll cover the exploitation basics behind the scenes. Then we'll also cover how to scan all the victims nearby you, and then we'll open the Metasploit within the Kali Linux, and we can exploit their machines without sending any Trojan, any file to their computer, which is a blockbuster, I would say, which is there in this course. That I think it would be replacing the whole concept of Trojans which you have seen in the past training. And we'll also cover the antivirus evasion, as you can see right now on the screen, that how we can bypass the antiviruses with the free cryptors available within the Kali Linux. We'll also learn the Wi-Fi hacking, so that you can use any of your neighbor's Wi-Fi or coffee shop Wi-Fi and you can break into it. Doesn't matter any type of security is being implemented on that. We'll use our latest techniques to break into a Wi-Fi, so that if you do not use your own IP address and you just use someone else's Wi-Fi, you would be more safer. And then we'll also cover the reverse engineering techniques. By using them, you can turn any software from trial to a full version without paying any fee to that software company. So it would also be a blockbuster in this course, so that you can use some softwares for free by cracking them manually. We'll also cover the password hacking techniques in this course, via which without having any password of someone's computer, you can enter in that very easily. Phishing is again becoming very important in 2019 now, which is being used by a lot of my students nowadays. So I'm adding a whole stack of phishing within this course, in which I'll be covering basics of HTML, and we'll see all that type of tags which could be very useful for you if you want to learn. And then we'll also learn how to create the complete full websites as well from the scratch, which would be very useful for you even while you'll create the fake bank websites for the catfishing. We'll also learn the banks phishing as well, of related to any bank if you want. There are a lot of bank websites which are denying the phishing, but I'll show you how you can learn all that codes and you can create the phishing manually without getting dependent upon the security of the bank. Then we'll cover the multi-page phishing pages, in which the user gives the input in multiple pages, and after submit you'll get all that inputs on your email. And then we'll also cover the SSL, which we also say the HTTPS, that how you can make your fake bank websites or phishing pages over a HTTPS, which looks more good if you're sending it to some victim. He would only accept your phishing page if your website is over the HTTPS. And then we'll also cover how you can track your users, that how many people are coming on your phishing page and how many are getting caught. And then we'll also cover the mobile hacking, in which I'll show you how we can create the trojans related to mobile phones, and we can hack into their call details, their SMS, their geolocations, even their webcams and everything. And then we'll cover the DOS attacks, that whatever you cannot hack, you can destroy them, you can make them crash, even the servers existing over the internet. Rest other topics would be a surprise, and see you in the training. Thank you.